So being a first-year PhD student, I still remember that, and it doesn't seem like it was that long ago. It was back in 2005. And it's really stuck with me, and I still sort of frame myself as a PhD student in my head, and I haven't really got past that. In fact, I'm probably still framing myself as a 5-year-old in my head, and I still haven't gotten past that. But, what I want to talk about is the biggest thing that I can tell you that's going to change who you are during the PhD journey. And I think that this is super incredibly important for you. So if you don't know me, I am Professor Dave Massac, and I'm Associate Professor of Innovation Strategy and Entrepreneurship, and I create this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people that help me out that I want to pay the favor for it to help you out. So what's this big piece of advice that I can tell you as a PhD student? You know what the biggest thing is to do? Just say screw it. Be yourself throughout the process. There's going to be a lot of moments that you're going to want to be like everybody else and conform to the entire process. There's a whole bunch of socialization that happens in terms of, what it means to be productive, what it means to be an incredibly brilliant and amazing scholar and all of that kind of stuff. And absolutely everybody wants to be aspirational. That's why you're in the PhD program. That's why you're there, is to be aspirational. I'm not telling you not to do that, but what I'm telling you is to have confidence to be yourself and to ignore all of the noise that happens around you and do what you can do in the moment. And whatever that is for you, that's good enough. When I was in my PhD program in my first year, I had 2 dads that died. My father-in-law and my dad died within a week of each other. And they were doing all sorts of cancer therapy. I was running back and forth. I was newly married. I got married in July, then went into the PhD program in September, or I guess it was August. And then we stupid enough, me and my wife, we ended up getting, we got a dog at the same time. Worst dog in the world, right? Like, you imagine Marley and Me. I don't know if any of you have watched that movie. But imagine Marley and Me. It was just a really bad dog, and it never got better throughout its entire life. But I look back, and I think the only thing that sort of gave me hope, and I had to go through a lot of stuff, and I went through and sort of thought about a lot of different things and talked to a lot of people about these kind of things. I was always a really incredibly good student, not in a sense like I was never the absolute top. I was doing pretty well in my high school, pretty well in my undergrad, pretty well being top, 2 or 3 people in various different classes. But I was a pretty good student. But, what I've had to come to terms with is that's okay to be me and to deal with these kind of life circumstances that happen. And you're going to experience, that's a thing that's going to happen to you. I guarantee life is going to happen to you, and you're going to have to figure out how to deal with that and manage that for you as an individual and as a person, and be okay with that as a person as you go through this. And I think that's the biggest thing that you have to learn to deal with. All of that work, all that stuff. There's thousands and thousands of articles that you need to read, and you probably should read. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of many different tasks that you have to do, and you probably should be doing those. But what you need to reflect on is, what can I possibly do at this moment? And part of it is you got to get your butt in gear, doing that stuff. When my dad was dying and when my father-in-law was dying, I went back to work. Both my wife and I, we took enough time to do the whole funeral thing. We had to get back to work. We had to do that. That was part of what was going on. And even though that we were grieving, we were definitely had to sort of think about how do we deal with this, right? And we had to work. And I think that's what you need to think about, is you need to work, but at the same time, remember to be okay with yourself as you're going through all of this. It's going to be one of the trickiest things that you're going to have to learn to deal with. And many of you are not going to really believe this at this moment when you're watching this. But being who you are as a person is a lot more important in the long run as you go in this career. You're going to have to reflect on who I am and what I'm about and what is it that matters to me. There's something that stuck with me. I had a really great advisor. I had a great set of advisors, but one stuck out in terms of what they said to me. And they always told me that I was letting the theory push me around. And I got it, but I didn't get it at the time. I kept getting it, and then I didn't get it. But really, it's just, what I think he was talking about was to sit back and think about who I am, what I'm about, what is my voice, what am I doing, what is it that I'm doing here. Don't let all of that stuff push you around. Just stand up and be yourself. Disregard all of that mess that goes on all around you. Be yourself, be kind to other people, and then good things will come. Honestly, that's all you can do. And all of those people, I guarantee this is going to happen to you because it happened to me and it happened to everybody else. There's going to be lots of competitive play that happens throughout the process, and people are going to be elbowing and shoving. I nailed the chair beside me. Elbowing and shoving to get their way up. But, ultimately, you can let them elbow and shovel and shove and push their way to the top. They'll get there. But you can be the person of who you actually want to be and still get to the top as long as you're kind and generous and helpful to other people. I truly believe that. And I hope you think about that going forward. What kind of person do you want to be when you're all done, when you're 90 years old? Right now, you're probably in your 20s, maybe early 30s, and you're thinking like, I'm going to be the best, which that's what I thought. But now I'm thinking about, hey, if I just help one person, isn't that pretty cool? When I'm dead, I help one person, helping them get through some moments in their life. That's pretty cool to me. And hopefully it's pretty cool to you too. All right, that's all I wanted to say. Good luck with it all. It's an accomplishment of actually getting into a PhD program. It's hard to get into it. It required a lot of work, a lot of dedication, all that kind of stuff. And you should be proud of yourself for getting there. But don't lose yourself throughout it. You're going to be tempted to do it, but don't lose yourself. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.